All right, it's 1 o'clock. Let's get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Siri, and I'm the Executive Director of Communications and Development at Foundations, Inc. Foundations, Inc. is a national education nonprofit. We're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Our mission is to improve the quality of education by strengthening the skills of educators. So we do that. We work with educators across the school day. We work in after-school programs, in schools, with classroom teachers, at the district level, and even at the state level. You may already know us from our signature professional learning event, which is the Beyond School Hours Conference. Beyond School Hours Conference is held annually in February. And in 2023, we're going to be in Orlando, Florida again at the Rosen Center Hotel, February 9th through the 12th, and registration is open. So please take advantage of the early bird registration and join us. We're so excited. Please welcome our amazing lineup of presenters today. We have Daniel Hatcher from the Alliance for a Healthier Generation, Tiffany Dirksen from Playbrary in Philadelphia. I almost said it right, Tiffany. Kristen Steyer from Mizzen by Mott. Thank you all for joining us. They're going to be sharing some resources and tools to foster play in nature-based settings. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm so happy to be here. Hey, everyone, I'm Daniel Hatcher. And you can hear me all right. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, just making sure. I'm so happy to be here. Daniel Hatcher, I'm the Director of Community Partnerships at the Alliance for a Healthier Generation. I'm super happy to be here, but I'm even more excited because I brought a couple friends today. Tiffany from Studio Ludo and the Playbrary in Philly, and then the awesome Kristen Steyer, who many of you probably know from Mizzen by Mott. I see some familiar names in the room too, so just so happy to be here with you all. So we had folks put their name and location in the chat, but I want to know what's something playful that you're doing this summer. Put that in the chat. You can come off mute too. If you want to come off mute, you're more than welcome to, but you can also put in the chat, what's something playful that you are doing this summer? I want to know what's something playful that you're doing this summer. Put that in the chat. You can come off mute too. You want to come off mute. I'm getting a little bit of a welcome to. I heard myself there. What's something? There we go. I think there's only one Daniel here now.
That was really interesting. That was really interesting.
All right, let's see here. Some swimming. Pat. Hey, Pat, I am so happy you're here. You're holding play events. For those of you who don't know Pat Rumbaugh, she's like the play lady, one of the best play advocates in the country. So happy you're here. Playing in the waves at the beach, Paula's camping, spending time outside with a new puppy. Yep, Carlos, I know you're out there cycling. Mountain biking. Let's see, I'm taking care of my garden. And I just checked it this morning and I've got a few squash growing. The beans are doing well. So stay tuned on social media because I'm excited to share what I'm going to make with those beans. I actually started the bean plant through a webinar I did with the Arkansas Out of School Time Network. So excited to see what I come up with. So if you have a bean recipe, let me know. Let's see, new card game, pool time, birthday party planning. Excellent. Well, I am glad that you all are planning for a playful summer. So I hope you get a chance today during this workshop. Maybe you'll pick up some new ideas to bring a little bit more play, especially in nature, to the work you're doing and your own life. So today we are celebrating Great Outdoors Month. We're going to explore some outdoor and indoor activities that you can use in a summer camp, after school program, with your own family, by yourself. We want to make this as applicable as possible. So we're gonna cover a lot of different settings And of course, so many of these resources and ideas hopefully will be applicable. You'll be able to modify them and adjust them. And we got plenty of time reserved for you all to share as well. So rules for today, play along. You can have your video on. You don't have to have your video on. You don't have to participate. We're gonna do a little activity in a second. Modify. This is your time. I'm just so happy that you're here. Please use the chat. Would love any questions or comments as we go along. We do have dedicated Q&A time at the end, but please interrupt and chime in. We want to make this as community focused as possible. So again, if you're joining, I'm Daniel Hatcher, Director of Community Partnerships at Healthier Generation. But I got two amazing friends here that I would love for them to do a super quick intro. And let's start with Kristen. Over to you, Kristen.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel. I am just very excited and honored to be here today. It's been fun to get to know a new friend, Tiffany, as well, through Daniel. So my name is Kristen Steyer, and I serve as the Conference and Events Manager with Mizzen by Mott, which I look forward to sharing a little bit more about in a few minutes here. I'm based out of Indianapolis. I'm currently in San Francisco today, working in this beautiful space downtown, and just loving summer and being able to play with my kiddos outside in the nice weather. Thanks. I'll hand it over to Tiffany.
I'm Tiffany from Studio Ludo. I'm happy to be here with Daniel and Kristen. I met Daniel at the US Play Coalition this year, and our relationship just keeps growing every day. I'm at Studio Ludo. We're in Philadelphia. Our mission is building better play through advocacy, research, and design. I am the advocacy program manager, and I will be talking to you more about the play very soon.
Thank you all. All right, and if you're just joining us, feel free to put your name and your location in the chat. You can also share a playful activity that you're doing this summer. So I've got a welcome activity for us, and I'm going to put a link in the chat. This is to a nature bingo card. I printed it out and laminated it. This is from Healthier Generations, Cole's Healthy at Home resource collection. So lots of fun activities that you can do with kids. You can do a lot of these activities by yourself. You can share them in a summer program. But I'm going to give you a choice and of two squares off this bingo card that we're going to start out with. Would you rather do a yoga pose or a breathing mindfulness activity? Yoga pose or breathing mindfulness activity? Write it in the chat. I see one breathing, yoga, mindfulness, yoga. Both sound great. Thanks, Paula. Breathing, yoga, breathing. So many. Yoga. All right, let's start with the yoga. We might do the other one a little bit later. So this is a movement you can do anywhere, anytime. Again, modify as you like. This is called pretzel stretch. So get comfy. You could stand up, you could sit down, whatever you feel like. I'm gonna stay seated. So start and put your arms out. Almost like you're about to start doing the Macarena. Y'all remember the Macarena. And then I want you to cross your left arm over your right. And then you're gonna put your fingers together, or you could just put your hands together, whatever's comfortable for you. And then you're gonna bring your arms up between up to your chin. And let's all just take a big deep breath. Give ourselves a little squeeze. You know, lots going on. Doesn't hurt to give yourself a little hug. Take a minute, take a deep breath. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Give yourself another little squeeze. All right, that is our yoga pose. We checked off a square on the nature bingo card. I put a link in the chat. We'll come back to the other one, but I'm going to turn it over to Kristen, who's going to share a little bit more about Mizzen by Mott. So over to you, Kristen.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel. All right, well, let's get this slide deck up, and just excited to share here a little bit more about Mizzen by Mott. Before I do that, I want to, Carlos, if you want to say a quick hello. Carlos is our CEO of Mizzen by Mott. Would love for you to just jump on and say a quick hey to everyone.
Yeah, no, hello, folks. Yes, Kristen, thanks for the intro, and Daniel, and Daniel and Tiffany for a great time today, which I'm sure it'll be. Very honored to be a part of this. I know, we're big fans of the Alliance for a Healthier Generation, big fans of Foundations Inc., big fans of just our youth serving organizations. We're just passionate about providing great resources for folks to just be their best, and just to be their wind beneath their wings, if you will. Daniel and I have been working together for many years along the lines of just personal and community health. I'm a big fan of his approach and his org's approach to the work. We're honored to feature some of their content on our platform. So beyond just being strategic partners, we're also friends. So it's very cool to be here together today. And I'm so glad you're there, Kristen, to help facilitate and walk folks through. And, let's see what else we can do.
Thanks.
Minimum 20. We've been doing this a long time
Yeah.
together. So yeah, give me to the end of the day.
Just a quick reminder, you can mute yourself. There you go. Awesome. But feel free to unmute and ask questions and engage. That would be awesome. So Mizzen by Mott, in the chat, if you could just drop a quick phrase like, hey, I use Mizzen, never heard of Mizzen, curious to know what Mizzen is, I've heard of it a little bit, that kind of gives us a little pulse too, to see who's here and what your familiarity is with Mizzen so far. So on the screen, a couple of things you're going to see. One is my email, which you can, reach out after this conversation. Love to connect with you. But Mizzen by Mott is a free all-in-one tool for high quality content and resources for out-of-school time providers. The QR code that is on the screen, you are welcome to scan. It'll take you to a landing page, and you have two options on that landing page. Number one, you can sign up for an account right now. There's a sign up button right there. This will allow you to sign up as an individual or an organization account. And I'll explain a little bit more what that means as we walk through. The other thing you're going to see on that landing page is an interest form for an organization account sign up. We are here and happy to help. If you have a bigger team of 15, 20 or more people, we can help do a bulk onboarding so that your staff are easily integrated into the platform and ready to go to use this resource. So again, that landing page gives you those two options. So through the Mott Foundation, this all-in-one tool is available for free. There's no hooks or catches. Once you're in the app, there's no things to buy or anything. We are here. We are a practitioner-led organization as well. We are excited to partner and to support the out-of-school time field. We know how important that is. So what is Mizzen by Mott? So today you're going to hear a little bit that, we are a digital platform, but we are more than that. And we are excited. We partner and we power the out-of-school time field, for and with educators, so that educators in the out-of-school time space can really help to spark curiosity, cultivate joy, and inspire learning alongside of students. So inside this platform, you can use it on the mobile device. You can also use it on a web browser. And you're going to see a lot of different options within there. We have pro tips. We have content. We have scheduling features. We have student groups that you can manage and schedule some of the content for your sites, for your staff, for your students. And we're going to walk through each of these in a little bit here, and I'll kind of pull out and address some of the things that you can do with outdoor learning inside of Mizzen. So inside of Mizzen, this is a screen recording to talk through and walk through a little bit of how you would access content. So I'm gonna pause it here and I'm gonna rewind just for a second. When you go into Mizzen, and this is the view from the phone, from the app, you're gonna see a couple of things on the main screen. On the left side over here, you're gonna be able to navigate. And as we look at this screen recording, you can see that you go under content, And for this particular topic that we're doing, and there's a little bit of a scroll because there's quite a few tags, I've chosen nature, I've chosen outdoor activities and outdoor games. So once I filter those, you're going to see that it generates a list of those, those tags. You're going to see playlists, modules, and activities here at the top. And we'll walk through a little bit of what that looks like. Before I do that, just want to explain a little bit more about the content on the app. When you see a piece of content, it's going to look the same from different publishers, from different areas of focus, so that it's easy and ready to go, and it's very digestible and ready to implement. A couple of things about our content: we partner with some really incredible content partners to make this happen. Everyone from individuals to our organizations. And so inside of Mizzen, you're going to find folks such as Jazz at Lincoln Center, the National Wildlife Federation, a wide variety of partners that have provided this content available at no cost for out-of-school time providers. So let's take a look a little bit more what this looks like inside. So once you're in, you can see the playlists that are listed here. My internet is catching up a little bit. And you'll see that these playlists, for example, we've generated an outdoor activity playlist for middle schoolers. Playlists are going to be a combination of different publishers all in one. And you're going to go and you'll see this scroll through what it looks like once you're inside of a piece of content. Again, every piece of content is going to be similar. You're going to know your objectives, your materials, your resources, everything like that. Under modules, you're going to see, and I'm going to pause it here for a second. Modules are from a specific content provider. So this one with the Wildlife Federation have put together a module on pollinators. This is something that you can do over the course of 4 weeks, 4 days, adaptable to what your needs are. And so you'll see that is what is in a module by a similar publisher. And then you would just be able to click through to view those lessons. And then finally, activities or standalone activities. These are all of our nature, outdoor related activities that are generated through the filter feature. And in a second here, you're going to see one of our lessons that's available in a multimedia form. So not only do we have just...
Welcome, Impact players. Let's play. The game is called Animal Kingdom. Here's the setup for your game.
So you're going to see there that we also have multimedia available. And this is something we're continuing to work and build, and you'll have a lesson ready to go that is a video feature. You can screen share it with your students. These are really easy, simple, high quality pieces that you can use. All of our content is vetted through a team of practitioners from the field. So we have a wide variety of folks that look at each piece that when you're about, ready to log into Mizzen, you don't have to question, oh gosh, is this going to, meet some standards? Is this going to be a piece that is going to work with students? This has been vetted for you. I think about my own story, and in college, it was freshman year, went over to the work study office at my university, applied for some jobs, and I found this position for an after school program. And I was like, this looks cool, team leader, awesome. So I applied for the team leader, and for the next 4 years, I would walk across the campus to the neighborhood adjoining and would be engaged in an after school program that changed my world, and is why I'm here today. And I think back on that time and I think, gosh, how amazing would it have been to pull my phone out of my pocket and be able to, on my college schedule, being able to plot and plan and schedule something so easily outside of going to, searching on Google or, Pinterest or all of these things. It's there and ready. So I can't say enough about how, what a game changer this can really be for practitioners. So like I said, you're going to see that it's vetted. These are some of the learning standards that are highlighted. Our team is working on continuing to develop the standards and have those featured as you go into the content that you can look and you can align your pieces to. And then the other really important element that we have on the platform is our pro tips. So our pro tips are going to show you on the main screen. You're always going to see one that generates each day. But these pro tips are PD in your pocket. They are something that you can bookmark, you can take a look at. You can go through over to pro tips like the screen recording shows, click on one, you can filter within pro tips as well. And you'll see various options that some are even related to our content. So one that's going to pop up here is with our cardboard connections. And so this pro tip is specific to Rediscover Center, partner of ours. And this is going to help you walk through some extra things to prepare and to build and to be ready with your students of how to do this. You'll find a lot of different PD documents within the app as well that you can access for additional resources. So these are great pieces. This is something that, we're all creative people and leaders in this space. And so you can take a pro tip and turn it into a PD session for your staff. You could email this out to folks. You can use it as your own self, development and as you're looking through pro tips and exploring those on your own. And finally, again, I want to talk a little bit about that organization sign up. And so this QR code is going to take you to that same landing page. But what is important to kind of think about and know about organizations is that, again, we can help lift that weight of putting everyone in. Say you have an organization of 1,000 people, we can easily help you on the back end and make sure that your entire team gets onboarded and give you a more personalized training and demos and making sure that you feel successful and ready to go within Mizzen. So again, we can help you. You can fill out that interest form and one of our team members will be in touch to get you set up for success. So that is a little bit about Mizzen and some of the resources with outdoor learning that you're going to be able to find. Would love to hear any questions, any thoughts. If you want to come off of mute and maybe you're using Mizzen, we would love to hear from you as well.
Yeah, Kristen, I'll jump in there. First of all, great overview, and I always love your story of coming across, the out-of-school time field in college. I discovered it through my first introduction to youth development work was through camps. So I was a camp counselor over at UCLA for a program called Unicamp. So we definitely spent, one of the Unicamp challenges was called the Woodsy Challenge. And if you can actually go 7 days without showering, well, you're at the camp. So, you have to earn your stripes. Not everybody did it, but, that was one of the challenges, going 7 days without showering. Not that I don't recommend that. So appreciate you sharing your story. And folks, for the rest of y'all, I know you've got great stories as to how you came across this work. And for us, just historically, we know the challenges of being able to plan on the fly, because that's been the out-of-school time story and summer programming story, which is planning on the fly. And we want to be able to kind of ride with you on that, right? So, and then finally, yes, on the org level stuff, I think that's the best way to do it. We had a new organization, I think it's called Bright Futures for Youth. They're based out of California. It's a summer program organization. We're working with a great gal by the name of Corey out of California. And we're meeting with folks like communities and schools and the Y, Boys and Girls Clubs, and smaller organizations, some out of Fresno and Central Valley in California, and in other parts of the country. So it's just cool to be able to just do that for you, take that weight off your shoulders, and then just onboard folks on and continue to support them. So we're here for you. All right.
Thank you, Kristen and Carlos. And just to call out again, anyone have a story you want to share, or maybe there you have a favorite activity, feel free to put that in the chat. And before I turn it over to Tiffany, let's go back to that welcome activity. We're going to do the breathing exercise off of Nature Bingo. And on the bingo card, it says, smell a flower, breathe deep, and practice mindfulness. So this breathing exercise is called flower breath. And you may have done this before. This is one of my favorites. So I've done this in quite a few conferences and events. But step one, get comfy. So again, you can stand, you can sit. Hey, if you need to lay down, you're welcome to lay down. Just don't fall asleep. And I want you to visualize a flower. It could be any flower, something that you have in your backyard, in your house, something from a past vacation, any flower. And we're all going to take a big deep breath in, but I want you to visualize that flower and just think about breathing that flower in and think about where you were when you saw that flower. Maybe it was a warm, sunny day, but just visualize how you felt as you take that deep breath in. So we'll do that together. So big deep breath, big exhale, let it all out. So we're going to do it again, but big deep breath in. I want you to visualize that flower, but I want you to exhale and pretend you're blowing the petals of that flower just really lightly. You can just kind of see the petals move. So deep breath in. Deep breath out, but really slow. We're just barely making those flower petals move. All right, let's do that a couple more times. Do it on your own. Big deep breath in. You can close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open. Deep breath out. Just barely make those flower petals move. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Just barely make those flower petals move. Okay, let's do it one more time. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So put one word in the chat. How do you feel after you do flower breath? I feel calm. Tiffany feels relaxed. Paula feels centered. Kristen feels calm. Shonda feels relaxed. Yeah, just a few seconds of flower breath, I feel like just calms me down. And you don't have to be outside either. You could be outside. That might be even better, but it's totally fine sitting behind your desk, like just bringing a little bit of nature into your day. All right, so I did see a comment in the chat related to Mizzen. Sarah shares, I work for an organization that provides support, professional development, and technical assistance to sites, including out-of-school settings. How can I learn more in order to encourage them to use Mizzen?
Awesome. Yeah, thanks. That's a great question, Sarah. I would be happy to connect with you, post this webinar. Couple of ways we can obviously connect and just see what the needs are. There's different ways for our Mizzen team to connect with the sites that you work. If you would want to host a webinar or a training, a PD session, we can make that happen, but I can also get resources in your hands to pass out to the staff that you work with. So I will put my email in the chat again. Sarah, if you just want to send me a quick email. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you, Kristen. Great question. All right, Tiffany, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us about the Playbrary and
Awesome.
give us some inspiring ideas.
Yes. This is my team, Studio Ludo. Our mission is building better play through advocacy, research, and design. We are located in Philadelphia. During the pandemic, we started our Play Packs initiative. It was just a clear pouch with 5 arts and craft activities that included household items like paper towel, toilet paper rolls, tissue rolls, because students and parents were at home because of COVID. So this was when we were packing the Play Packs. This is what was included with the Play Pack. You got all the supplies, a book, outdoor activity cards, crayons, markers, pipe cleaners, googly eyes. And we raised $5,000. We raised $2,000 from Staples and materials. And we did, in 2 months, we donated 2,400 Play Packs to 12 communities. And we partnered through the summer with Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, Philadelphia Parks and Rec, YMCA, and overall we served 10,000 families in 1 year with our play packs. So from packing the play packs, I had all of this cardboard from shipping and material packaging. And so this was literally the start of the Playbrary. So this is cardboard land. Cardboard land is right behind me. We sourced furniture from Facebook Market. I just painted everything very whimsical colors to store our items for the Playbrary. And I just set it up. And we reached out to the community for donations. We just asked everyone, could we have any fun loose parts that you are no longer using? Could we have any gently loved toys? And the community's response was amazing. This second Saturday, we got 314 pounds of donations. This was our second Saturday, 337 pounds of materials for the Playbrary. And this is the Playbrary once it was fully stocked. Memberships for you, it's a membership-based program because you can take things home. You can sign up on our website. It is free. We currently have 280 members in 20 states and 3 countries. If you are a member, disposable items are free to take. Reusable items are returned in 30 days. Free coffee for caregivers, and free play in the Playbrary and our garden, Monday to Thursday, 11 to 6, and every second Saturday of the month. When we announced that we were free in April, the outreach was amazing. We have families in the Playbrary Monday through Thursday, 11 to 6, all day now. These are some of our families. And this is our garden. So this is how it typically looks before I get in. And then once I activate it with our gross motor play, it usually looks like this. We have cardboard cutouts, castles, and houses. We have a slide. We love old water hoses, tubing, PVC piping. And this is some of our nature play. Matilda on the right, she has made a nature snow globe from our garden. She just picked flowers, she filled it with water. And this is Karen. She just loves picking flowers and smelling them, and she brings them into us in the office. This is some construction play outside in our garden. Children love to build forts. This was Gabriel. He was deep into making his fort. This was some sword fighting with cardboard tubing. And we had the spools we got donated to us by an electric company. They are a hit. The children love them for sitting, but more importantly, for heavy work. Yes. So the children made an obstacle course, and you're gonna see them pulling it. So this activity, I recommend heavy work for children that you think need to get some extra energy out. Sometimes children are just excited. And so once they pull this, it's about 50 pounds. They pull it back and forth. They're like, Mom, I wanna take a break. It just calms them. The children were setting up an obstacle course with our stepping stones up to the spools. I should have a picture. Yes, you had to run across the spools and then you come down the slide. And then here we have Holly. She was painting us a mountains with the sun setting. A quote that I love from Heather Von Banks that I also met at US Play Coalition: not as safe as possible, but as safe as necessary. I consider the Playbrary a place of yes. Things that you wouldn't want them to do at home, you can do here. And we always look forward to creating with you. Oh, that was the end of that. But do you guys have any questions?
Tiffany, you know I am obsessed with this concept, but you said a couple words. I just want to, just so folks can add some things to their play vocabulary. Heavy work. Tell me more about heavy work. What is that?
Is any type of activity that pushes or pulls against the body.
Got it. I like that. And I can definitely see like outdoors in nature. That's like the perfect space.
Yes.
Especially if someone donates some large wooden spools.
Yes, that was a great donation. We just found that company. It's American Power, located in Philadelphia. And whenever he has extras, he just calls us and we go pick them up.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But also the nature snow globe, it was just a Talanti container. She picked some flowers from our garden and put water in it. That was an activity that she created on her own. All activities here are child-led. I also wanted to say that we let the children start the activity. We just assist.
I love it. And I love how you explain that the nature snow globe.
Yes.
I can see that now, that gelato cup. It's like, and it screws on, right? So it's perfect. So it's not spilling. All right, actually, let's do a little activity for everybody. What would you put in your nature snow globe? And it's just water, right? Water, right? Water.
Yep.
Okay. I'm making a list. What would you put in your nature snow globe? I'm gonna say I would put like some flower petals.
Yes, I was putting rose petals. I like acorns. That's a good one.
Flowers, leaves, pine cones,
dandelions.
Dandelions, nice. Rocks.
Yeah, I'm very specific with mine because I love this part of the state. It's Central California, where Carmel, Pacific Grove, Pebble Beach is at. It's a beautiful place, and that place is almost like a nature snow globe because the way that the pebbles and shells and sand and driftwood come together, it's so like perfect. I'm like, it's like someone like literally placed them in the perfect arrangement. But that's how nature just kind of dropped them on you, you know? So that's what my snow globe would have.
If you guys are ever in Philly, please come visit us.
I can't wait, Tiffany. I'm so excited to come see you. I was writing down all those nature snow globe ideas because I feel like we need to like do a workshop or a blog article on that.
Tiffany, I used to hang in Philly. I used to go to North Philly, Germantown. Nice. Yeah, we used to, for the All-Stars, we had programs over there. So I used to hang over there. Yeah.
Amy, I love that you're putting it like all the seed of the dandelion. I like.
Wait, Pat, you're at Philly Live?
No, not me. My husband and son went to the ball game last night, and today they're playing a poker tournament. That's why my phone rang earlier. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah. But I might come next time. How far are you from there?
Not far. That is.
Tiffany, you cut out just as you were saying how far. Maybe we lost Tiffany. All right, Tiffany, we need to know how far in the chat. All right, well, I hope you all are as inspired by the Playbrary and the work that Tiffany's doing as I am. When I heard about that work, it's just such an incredible concept. And, learning about loose parts play and just giving kids more opportunity to use their imagination and their voice. Such a fun thing to try during the summer and carry throughout the school year, actually. What a great way to support your mental health and bring some more mindfulness into the day. Oh, Tiffany, you back?
Yes.
All right, Carlos has a question for you.
I'm ready, Carlos.
Yeah, I put it in the chat, but you know, your work sounds very familiar in terms of like Reggio inspired work.
Yes, we love Reggio. I would say yes.
Because it looks like it.
It is. So the reusable and disposable loose parts, it can be anything. So like this is our shelves. Like these are just containers, egg cartons. It's just a bunch of things that children can create with. Look at our family.
So cool. Oh, there they go. Hello, folks. That's so cool. Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
So
hope they sign media waivers. That's fine. I'm just kidding.
Oh, there you.
We're getting the tour.
That's so cool.
I love it, Tiffany. Thank you so much. And it's so fun that you did this webinar from inside the Playbrary as well.
You're welcome.
So amazing. All right. So one more little piece of our webinar here. I wanted to share, I shared the yoga activity and the breathing activity from Nature Bingo. Again, that's from Healthier Generations, Cole's Healthy at Home resource collection. But I wanted to share, we have a new Nature Bingo card. I'm going to drop it in the chat here. This was created in partnership with Blue Star Families, and they do incredible work supporting our military families. And we had talked together as organizations about the research that shows how disconnected military families can feel within their communities. So we decided to do something about it and create a resource, a new Nature Bingo card for military families and really anyone to get to know their neighbors. So more community-centric nature activities. So I put a link to a blog article that shares some of that research, but it also has a link to the bingo card. And I'm sharing this in the video here. What's cool about this is Blue Star Families designed this card and they made 10 cards. They just jumbled the squares up. So if you're thinking about celebrating Great Outdoors Month and need a lot of different activities to try, you could play Nature Bingo with all these different cards and see if you can do a diagonal or a horizontal line. You could try and knock out all the activities on this card as well. But I thought we could do an activity together from the card. It's called Create a Nature Journal to record items and moments that are meaningful to you. So I went ahead and I cut out some construction paper. I had some old stamps. I had some markers and tape. So I made us like the base, the structure of our little nature journal here. But I need your help because I want to come up with some questions. Like, what are some questions or prompts that we might put in our DIY nature journal? So feel free to come off mute or write into the chat. What are some prompts that I could put in our Beyond School Hours nature journal? And I'll take a photo of this too, and I'll put it on social so you all can have all these questions. What do you think? What are some questions or prompts we could put in our nature journal?
Daniel, can you help us? Like, what's the guidance behind the question? What's the question trying to design again?
As broad as you want, Carlos.
Okay.
So it could be thinking about a memory, or it could be being aware of what you are seeing right now. It could be so how you're feeling. No rules. Oh, I see some here in the chat. Tiffany says, going on a rainbow walk, take a walk until you see all the colors of the rainbow. Okay. All the colors of the rainbow. Paula shares, what's something you are grateful for in nature? I love that one. What's something you're grateful for? Paula shares, what's your favorite outdoor smell? That's fun. Carlos, I like that prompt. Find your favorite outdoor place and visit it at least once a week. I appreciate that. It's forward thinking. It gives you, you can reflect on that favorite place. Maybe you're there when you have your journal, but you're also thinking, I want to come back here. I want to make sure and visit this more frequently. Tiffany, I like that you said playing in the rain.
Yes.
To that point, you talked about like safety and being adventurous.
Yes.
Kristen, love that. What element of nature inspires you to create art? Amy shares, you feel the breeze. Which side of your body are you feeling it on? I love that. That falls in with that like favorite outdoor smell, really being present. Sarah, I like find a sit spot and observe nature with all your senses. So Sarah, let me know if I explain this correctly, but a sit spot is that spot, kind of like Carlos's question got to, a spot that you could go to on a more regular basis. So maybe every morning I go and sit in my spot and observe nature, see what animals move by. And feel free to add to that, Sarah, if you want. Elizabeth loved it. Write all the creatures you see, big and small. I really like that question. I was in Costa Rica in January and I had a little notebook and I kept a list of all the animals I saw, like even dogs. And it got kind of silly to do, but I like would put little check marks by every little animal. And it was such a fun, like mindful, playful activity. And I would check it with my friends too. I'm like, all right, we're up to like 23 animals now. Sarah shares, see how things stay the same and how things change. So many lessons there, Sarah. I love that. Oh, Carlos, create a nature outdoor music playlist to accompany you on your nature adventures. What's on your nature playlist, Carlos?
I don't have a nature playlist. I have a cycling playlist.
Hey, that's in nature.
Yeah, I always play U2, Coldplay. Those are like my, because their lyrics are really deep. And my favorite song to run to or do anything active with is Where the Streets Have No Name by U2. Oh my Lord. I just want to run through the wilderness with that song. I love that song.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlos. Don, I really like this. Invite a friend to join you on a nature walk. What a nice prompt to have, is to think about who else you could bring with you. Well, thank you for helping me fill out my nature journal. I have a whole list of questions also that could be coming to a Healthier Generation blog near you. I always love sourcing these ideas from these events. So any questions, anything anyone wants to add? There's some real experts on this call. So if you want to chime in and share what you're doing to celebrate Great Outdoors Month, or you have a resource, please feel free to unmute or write into the chat. Any questions? Anything anyone wants to add? Well, while you're thinking, I want to give you a final reflection. What's one thing you learned in the last hour that you will use? What's one thing you learned that you will use? And I'll share, every time I hear Kristen or Carlos talk about Mizzen, I'm reminded, I'm like, I need to go look to see what the newest stuff in the app is. So that's my to-do on my to-do list, is to check in on the app.
That's my thing. When you showed how to filter through and to like go to nature, I didn't know that. So that is what we will be using in our garden. I will send you pictures.
Please do.
Awesome.
Tag Mizzen by Mott's on social, so you
Yes.
make sure and tag them.
Yeah, we have to like the murals or the paints that y'all did on cardboard canvases, if you will. That is so cool. Like I never thought of like having cardboard facades or cardboard serve as like a canvas for really cool paintings and murals.
Yes,
So I
they
think that's
love,
really good.
the children love painting on cardboard. And now we just got new paint sticks. It looks just like lipstick. It works just like a glue stick. You can twist it up and it dries instantly.
Oh.
The children love it, and the colors are very bright, vibrant.
Very cool. Tiffany, you've inspired me to create a mini Playbrary in my garage for my 5 children. And so just recycling stuff, like they love doing that anyway, you know, like they love pulling stuff and boxes that arrive. So I saw some things visually that are really helpful to create at home.
And reach out anytime, Kristen, if you guys want to visit. If
I would plan a vacation around this. Like I would plan
I will put my email in the chat. If you're ever in Philly, even if it's on a weekend, I live around the corner and would love to open the Playbrary for any of you.
I'm so excited about that, Kristen. We're planning our back to school themes and content of healthy generation, and I believe play is going to be our theme for this going back to school. And I just love the idea of a family playbrary. So that
you know what else I learned today? When I saw the 2 images of the pile of goods that were donated, and then how you curated all those resources, because oftentimes there's stuff that just lies in piles. And kids do not have any interest in things that are in piles. But once you take it and you curate it and you organize it and present it, it's a new thing.
Exactly.
That's what I saw.
And a lot of our cabinets have drawers or doors, and they get to pull open drawers. They like to explore.
So great.
All right. Well, please fill out the evaluation. Would love to know what you thought about today's session. I hope you have something that you can take back with you. And at the very least, I hope you feel as joyful about things as I do right now. I'm just so happy to share space with you all, especially Kristen and Tiffany and Carlos. I just feel so honored that you popped in today. I think Pat hopped off, but so grateful to be in her presence as well and the work she does around play. Thank you, Beyond School Hours team, Elizabeth and Paula. Appreciate you all so much. And I'll turn it over to you unless anyone else has anything they want to add.
Thanks, Daniel. I just want to say thank you to our amazing presenters today, Daniel, Kristen, and Tiffany. This was a fantastic presentation. And I'm also, Tiffany, I'm coming. I'm if I didn't have stuff to do this afternoon, I would come over today. I was at a summer program yesterday, and one of the things the kids were doing was building scientist laboratories with Legos, and they just had these stacks of Legos, and I was like, this is the greatest thing. Like, they were so filled with joy to just be like, playing, and we need so much more of that. Yeah, this has been such an inspiration. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you all for stopping by on another one of our Wednesday webinars. We really appreciate your time. Please tell your friends. We are here every Wednesday, except next week. Next week is a holiday, so we won't be doing a Wednesday webinar. But again, this is free professional development. We are ramping up for the Beyond School Hours Conference in 2023. I can't believe it. Registration is open, so check us out. You will definitely see Daniel there. You will see Carlos and Kristen there. I hope you will see Tiffany there. We'll be in Orlando at the Rosen Center Hotel, February 9th through the 12th. And again, it's a great opportunity to network with people from around the country, get 3.5 days of professional development, and share some resources and good ideas and best practices. So it's a good time, and I hope you will check us out. Please take a minute to fill out the evaluation. And if there's nothing else from anybody, any last words? No? Thank you all so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you.